Lynn Abate Johnson says, you are so right about people wanting to stay inside their social media ecosystems, Craig Chamberlain. I'm going to elaborate on this a little more because there's a lot of confusion with social media and social media marketers in general. Is that, and I was one of them. I was one of the people who made this mistake for years. We honestly believe, I don't know if it was arrogance or just ignorance. Was it arrogance? Probably ignorance. We honestly believe that we could create a product at our website that would draw people's attention in more than Facebook. But little did we realize when we were actually going in to create content and create our own web forums, create our own communities inside of our CraigTheTechTeacher.com domain, little did we realize that we were going to be competing with Facebook. We were going to be competing with Twitter. We were going to be competing with all these other slews of services who have teams of programmers basically coming up with the best possible user experience for content consumption, sharing, and aggregation and community engagement. And there was a point in which I was following Chris Pirillo, and he was building his own community, and then he said something to me that I still preach it to this day. He said, people live in social media. And I thought about it for a second, and he's right. They do. We do. We live in social media. That's home for us. When many of us sit down and we sit down in front of our computers in the morning, we sit down, we open our browsers, we open up our favorite social media site, we leave it open throughout the day. Very rarely do we deviate from that particular ecosystem unless we have to. And when we do have to, usually it's for a specific reason, and it's not really for a very long time. And once you kind of accept that as a marketer and as a web developer and as a programmer, you start to realize that this is a technology we're supposed to be embracing, not competing with. And so then you get to take, your logic is you take what social media does best. They do community building, they do engagement, they do content curation, content aggregation, and you take what it does best, you use those tools to your advantage to help jumpstart your product or service from your domain. Not vice versa. Don't compete with social media. You will never win. They will win every time. And it's an excellent thing to bring up, Lynn. And I'm glad you kind of reiterated it so I can elaborate on it a little bit. But it's absolutely true. We do not want to leave our social media ecosystem from the morning we wake up. And I'm going to ask you, if you're in social media marketing, or if you're building a website right now, or you're trying to promote a product or service, are you on social media? Because that's where everybody's at. That's where your customers are at. I don't know which network, but they're on there somewhere. And that's where they're spending their time, and that's where they live. If they're not there, guess what? They're Googling it. It's one of those two places. And those are the two places that we tend to live when we're actually talking about technology and social media marketing and internet marketing and search engine optimization. And I don't know if you guys knew this, but I do have a help out now if you guys want personal one-on-one. If you go CraigTheTechTeacher.com, I think it's Go Social. I think that's what I did. Let me check it here. CraigTheTechTeacher.com / maybe it's Get Social. What is it? Trying to remember what I got. Yeah. If you go to CraigTheTechTeacher.com / Get Social, that is my personal consultation service that I started about social media. I've been doing this for like 8 years. So if you are in a business and you're really frustrated, or you're in a situation now where you're like, man, I just need some clarification, I created this for a personal one-on-one consultation so that you can actually talk to me one-on-one, and I can help you get the ball rolling properly on that actual whole entire social media process. So check that out if you guys are really, really struggling with your marketing strategy right now.